No.
I'm ready.
Hello,
I'm ready.
everybody.
I'm ready.
Welcome
I'm ready.
to
I'm ready.
episode
I'm
20
ready.
of Gamers Tavern. Come in, sit down, and grab a drink as we talk about anything from politics to work. So, guys, how are
And
we today?
paranormal. We forgot about the paranormal. You stupid.
Oh, yeah,
Or-
my bad.
Or is paranormal not a thing anymore?
It just pops up at random.
Yeah,
Okay.
you forgot this one word. You're absolutely the worst thing ever.
Yeah, he
I
is.
am. Yeah, no. I
This is why I hate him.
apologize, guys. I apologize. I'll be a better host next
We're all
time.
friends.
No, you won't. Shut up.
But anyway,
We're all friends. We love each other sometimes.
No, we don't.
But anyway, how are we tonight?
No, I'm doing alright, you know.
Tired.
This week has been very stressful because the guy that's like the most senior person in the armory went on leave. So I'm holding the billet of basically a sergeant, and I'm doing a bunch of paperwork and databases and rosters, and it's very stressful.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting paid?
Fuck no, you
Sergeant
think the
things?
military fucking pays you extra because you're just taking up the billet? Fuck no. No.
How am I supposed to know? What makes you think I'm in the military?
That is a good
Yeah.
point.
I wouldn't pass the psychological
It's a
test.
recon, like, platoon.
Yeah, I mean, I would not pass it either, if I'm gonna be honest.
Dude, I didn't pass the psychological test. You had a vasectomy. What makes you think? You know that's really weird to think about. It's like, no, you're too incapable of making this decision. You have to have kids.
Yeah.
What?
Like, what? But, alright. Alright, and while at the bat, we just want to give a little warning. Like I said in the intro, this is going to be about politics mostly. So, if you guys get offended, probably not listen to this podcast.
This is your one and only trigger warning.
Yes. Alright, and now we're good.
Now we're good? Good for what?
For
So,
now.
Yeah, I was just giving the warning.
Oh, political, yeah, the politics. Yeah.
Yeah,
Got it.
So, Zach, was there a reason why you wanted to talk about politics tonight, or?
Oh, I can already
Not
tell you
really.
some things that will probably get you guys canceled. Just saying.
Let's hear it.
Kamala Harris is a dumb bitch. There you go.
Well, yeah, she's a Democrat, so.
Yeah. Well, any Democrats are dumb. So.
We're starting off great.
Uh,
We're really making use of this trigger warning.
yeah.
Like, hey, just so you know, you might get offended.
Yeah.
Literally like 5 seconds in.
Politics. I love it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Kamala would not be a good president.
No, we would be fucked.
World War III will
And-
happen.
She's like promising all these things that she can easily do as vice president because vice president has more influence on Congress than the actual president.
Oh, I actually did not know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just hate that she can do all these things right now, and she's like, "Oh, well, you guys vote me in for another 4 years." No,
Oh,
No, it's not how it works. You can easily do it as vice president. You just choose not to because you're going to use it against the people. And because you're going to use it against people, you're going to try to get their vote because you're nothing but a lying person. So
yeah.
I'm done. Yeah, I'm going to get really political, Aaron. So be warned.
I mean, this episode is about politics.
Yeah, if you get canceled, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Like did you guys hear that what is his name? Robert F. Kennedy.
Oh, yeah, he dropped out. He's endorsing Trump.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of glad.
Uh,
Have you guys heard about the worm in his brain?
What?
He had a worm in his brain,
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
or like a parasite or something.
I actually did not
I
know
guess
that.
the family traditions are really tying in with him, you know.
Jesus Christ.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Oh boy, no. Oh god.
Oh
Say that.
boy, I just did. No, I actually like Kennedy. I think he's actually a really good person. Like, if Donald Trump wasn't running, I would probably vote RFK. To be honest with you.
Listen, like
Yeah, he had a parasite that ate part of his brain,
Yeah. So.
oh,
but apparently the worm's dead. So
Well, I mean, as long as he's understanding of like what the hell he's doing, unlike a certain somebody else. Just saying. You know.
what's your thoughts on climate change? I have hairy legs and I.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
If you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
Yeah.
How you want to
that's-
ask for votes, man?
Nope. It's definitely not.
Yeah, no. No, I said this before. I like the AI Joe Biden.
Mm,
The-
yeah.
You shut up, John.
You shut up, RFK.
Well, if we're talking about his actual like president, hell no.
No, he's a terrible president.
Complete waste of space.
Like, we could have easily been implemented in the Middle East if they actually used us, and they just chose not to. And we could have stopped a lot of the things if we were implemented properly, but we weren't. So that's why I really don't like them. So
Yeah.
just saying. Just saying.
Like also talk about like I keep on saying stuff about like Biden like just like relaxing at the beach, not even at the White House.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is whenever you become president, you get a $400,000 salary,
Yeah. Like,
and
president, you make a lot of money.
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons that Donald Trump only took $1 as his salary, because
Hey, 'cause
as
he
president,
donated
you
the rest.
have to take a salary. It can either be $1 or it can be up to the maximum of 400,000. And since
Yeah,
he was
man.
already a businessman as it is, he didn't need the money. He wasn't doing it for the money.
Yeah,
No.
no, he was doing it for the people.
Yeah, that's one of the main things I hate about politics is you can go in flat broke and end up a millionaire.
Oh yeah, no, without a doubt, it's quite ridiculous. There should be like some type of way to make sure, like, because you know damn well, like past administrations have done some sketchy shit to get more money.
Yeah,
'Cause
rub the
they're
right
corrupt.
elbows, pass the right laws, and you're rich.
Mhm. Yep, exactly.
And what's even worse is there was actually, I can't remember if it was Nixon or Carter. There was a president that convinced the people that paying more taxes would be better for them. So if, they paid more taxes and their company paid less taxes, like big corporations paid less taxes, they could take that money and spend it on you, and you would have more money. And
I think that was Carter, to be honest with you.
I don't remember.
I feel like it's
If you
definitely
look it
Carter.
up, there was a president that convinced the American people that bigger corporations not paying as much in taxes
Mhm.
would benefit them, which in some ways it did. But the thing is that nowadays they take every single loophole and they exploit it. Like Jeff Bezos shipping his ship. If he would have had to pay taxes on it, he would have paid almost $100 million in taxes. You know how much he paid on it?
How much?
Nothing. He did not
course
pay
not.
a single tax. Because the thing is that that's the thing. Whenever you make a ton of money, you will find ways to get out of paying taxes because that will become your biggest debt. Not even operating costs will be your biggest debt. Taxes. Because once you start making a certain amount of money, you get pushed into a higher tax bracket. And obviously,
without a doubt.
billionaires are going to be in the highest tax bracket.
Mhm.
Because the company I work for, we're in the highest tax bracket.
Oh, you guys are.
And that's also why a majority of the employees are shareholders. Because if you're taking those profits and you're investing it back into the company, in your people, you pay less taxes.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. Which is why we also do our profit sharing right before tax season. So that way we can give out the money and go, okay, this is how much profit we made because we reinvested all this money back into our people, in our employees, in our workforce.
Another thing I really don't like is how politicians get paid more than I do.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Like,
Doctors. I mean, I can understand doctors because they're working grueling hours, but NFL players making $1 million a year.
No.
no.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
What else are you good at? Because you're not saving lives. You're not defending anything. You're not benefiting our infrastructure in any way, shape, or form. I can throw a ball really far.
Like, good job. Do you want cookies?
And what's even worse? Yeah, it was even worse is that more than half of them end up broke after retirement. So that's all they knew how to do. There is no life skills.
Mm-hmm.
No,
There's actually classes that the NFL and NBA make you take prior to your retirement on how to manage your investments and your money. Because a lot of them, you got to think, a lot of them, like people like LeBron James, they were in the NBA right out of high school. I mean, don't get me wrong, good for you. That's awesome. Glad to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that you never really had to experience life on your own without that $1 million income. And obviously, if you get a regular job after retiring from the NBA, it's a pay cut. It's a massive pay cut.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Massive.
Because those $1 million mansions, they got a lot of upkeep. Taxes on a loan ought to be astronomical.
Mm-hmm.
And their cars. Can't forget the cars. Ooh.
Oh, very important.
Yeah. Yeah, but like, it's one thing I don't like is that the way our economy is set up is just, it is perfectly balanced to benefit the guys above us. The ones who make the rules. And the ones who literally run this country. I mean, I work in infrastructure. There's trucks that you drive for the military that would not operate without my parts.
Oh, yeah, I know.
We're getting screwed.
Yeah.
We're getting shafted in every way.
I mean, you're making more money than I am, so...
Not by a whole lot once you take taxes into effect.
Well, yeah, that's because the state of Pennsylvania is very, you know...
Oh, we love our taxes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what's even worse?
Very
The
liberal.
county I live in, we have our own refinery.
Huh?
Refinery. It takes crude oil and breaks it down into like gasoline, kerosene, diesel, propane, stuff like that.
Okay.
We pay some of the highest gas prices in the state.
Jesus Christ.
We literally have a refinery in our backyard. There is one gas station that is owned by the refinery that is literally hooked up to one of the silos. That's its fuel tank.
God,
it's not underground. It's in the refinery, and there's a pipe that runs underground.
Yeah, so found really crazy is how, like, if she gets put in as president, she's saying, like, if in 90 days, if, like, there's not a ban on guns, she's gonna institute a executive order to have the military take them away from people. And
you can't do that.
That's not going to work. No, it's just not going to work because a lot of the military.
Yeah,
It
is literally the Second Amendment.
Yeah, you could technically own a machine gun because back in those days, when they said the right to bear arms, they didn't specify how many rounds it shoots. It was just like, hey, yeah, you're allowed to bear arms, brother. Like, go for it, brother.
And if you owned a machine gun before it was written in law saying that an automatic rifle is illegal, you're grandfathered in.
Technically, there's a loophole.
Before the law even existed.
Technically, there's a loophole. If the gun was made before 1986, which was when the law took effect, you can own a machine gun.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It was that weapon was grandfathered in. It existed before the law existed.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the main reasons that countries won't invade us. We got a great military. We also have one of the largest undocumented militaries in the world.
Yep.
The entire state of Texas is packing heat.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's Texas, yeah.
Dude, have you ever been to Texas? Walk 10 feet and almost everyone you pass has a gun on their hip.
Oh, yeah, it's Texas, brother. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah.
There's a guy I worked with that has like 15 guns.
Oh, I'm not surprised. I mean, there's a lot of people in PA that do just stock up on weapons. And I mean, like, can you blame them?
He's not really a collector. He's more of just like a really big hunter.
Okay, what type of weapons does he have?
A bunch of rifles and shotguns. He likes to... He basically has a gun for every species that he hunts. Like for shotguns, he's got a turkey shotgun. He's got a goose shotgun. He's got a duck shotgun. He has one gun chambered for every single species that he hunts. And for every specific reason. Like he's got a deer rifle, a doe rifle, an elk rifle, and I think a moose rifle. But he's got a gun for every species.
That's crazy.
But let me tell you, he ain't gonna starve. He's got like 3 freezers.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I'm serious. He really likes hunting.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like it. Yeah, earlier I was watching a video about Ready or Not, and I did not know they had a level dedicated to a school shooting.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
It's kind of very controversial, but at the same time, it's like you know, they base that game a lot of the scenarios are based off of real life events that's actually happened before.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, don't get me wrong. But like at the same time, like I don't know. I personally don't care about it. Like cool, like go kill a school shooter. Because fuck school shooters, they all deserve to die. So that's what I'm just saying.
Yeah,
because there's no reason you should be doing that to the school at all.
Yeah, no. For me personally, like, yes, like it is like offensive to put that in game, but obviously we all know that is sadly a normal occurrence in today's world. So I do think that it's good for for people who have never experienced it to see like the terrors of what goes through it.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. Like yeah, I feel like there should be like a ban on certain people from getting weapons.
Yeah, I have no issue with increasing the laws on the availability to get a gun.
I agree.
And telling them, hey, if you're gonna have this, make sure you follow these procedures. Because like the guy who shot at Trump, he didn't own the gun. His dad owned the gun, and it was legally owned, but it wasn't properly maintained. Because
I feel like if you've been diagnosed with like mental health issues and shit, like you're schizophrenic or like you're a psychopath or some shit, you shouldn't own a firearm.
No.
That's just
that's people who have been to prison, you cannot legally own a firearm. You cannot own a bow or a crossbow. You can't do any of that. There's a guy I work with whose girlfriend went to prison at one point in time, and he owns guns. He also has to change the combination to his safe and his ammo safe because they have to be stored separately once every 30 days. That combination constantly has to change. It cannot be the exact same for any reason, because if she were to find out, then he could get in a lot of trouble because, now this registered felon has access to a firearm.
So I have
my shotgun, I have it sitting right next to me, but I don't have ammo for it. There is no ammo in this house for it.
So I have a personal opinion on the whole like criminals being allowed to have a firearm. I feel like depending on your crime and what crime you committed, like should because for example, excuse me, my non-blood-related uncle went to jail went to prison for dealing heroin and shit. So he was slinging dope, right? And like he never committed any like major like murders or like robbery or anything. He just sold dope. That's all he did.
So like a non-violent drug offense.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I feel like he should still be allowed to, get a firearm because I mean, at the end of the day, like, the only thing he did wrong was that he sold drugs. Like shit.
Yeah, like non-violent offenders or like petty theft or even things like mail fraud. Like, if you get caught with mail fraud and you go to prison for it and you're a registered felon, you can't own a firearm. That doesn't make any sense.
Nope.
It's like, ooh, I read someone's mail. You can't go hunting now.
Yeah.
Why?
That's
Why?
That was that was pretty ridiculous,
Yeah, if you I agree with you guys. If you committed, not like a murder, like what Zach said, mail fraud, then I don't see a reason as to why
you should have your firearm rights taken away from you.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely
There's
think...
people out there that've done like a lot worse crimes than like dealing drugs and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously we all know what happened in our city a couple of years ago while, we were in school about that kid.
Yeah.
Got lawyer money.
Yeah, I'm broke as shit, so
I barely have gas money.
I'm not in the mood to get fucking sued for something I didn't do.
Want me to write your budget? I can write your budget. I had to write my own recently. Yeah.
I have money. It's just like I don't have money for a lawyer.
Oh, well, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, without really talking about all that much, I compare that to, you open someone's mail.
Yeah, I don't really understand that one because, like, counterfeiting. Oh yeah, that's bad. You're messing with the economy and all that, and the what's the circulation of money. But you not being able to go hunt or even own a gun to protect yourself, that doesn't make any sense.
No. Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because I just don't know what else they can apply to guns. Because I want them to make them harder to obtain, but I just don't know how.
See, I don't like the fact that you make it harder to obtain. That's very, how can I put it, unconstitutional to a point.
To an extent.
Yes.
I mean, that's kind of an iffy topic.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, yes, it was in the Constitution, the right to bear arms. But at the same time, would you want someone that had gone to prison before for armed robbery or even murder?
Oh, no, murder and robbery, definitely not. But
it was a crime of passion. He killed his wife's affair partner.
No.
That's not as bad as a serial killer, but it still happened. It still happened.
Still pretty bad.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He wasn't just targeting anyone and everyone that draws breath, but at the same time, you still thought about it and you still went through with it. That's a little bit harder to go, yeah, go ahead, take this shotgun. Go ahead. It's all yours. No. I don't mind background checks. When I bought mine, I had to get a background check. Took maybe 4 minutes to fill out the application. And I didn't really lose any time. 4 minutes. Oh yeah, good to go. You got no dings. Awesome. Here you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still haven't purchased firearm yet. I want to. I really do.
I find it so funny that you are in the military. You operate what you. Not only do you operate weapons on a fairly regular basis, you also work in the armory.
Yeah. Well, I
You
wasn't
don't
always.
hold any guns.
I wasn't always in the armory. You know that, right?
Well, yeah,
I was.
but I just find it
was in
funny.
I was in a line infantry platoon where I did do infantry stuff. And
All I'm saying is that if you get a 3.5-inch chamber shotgun, I will take you turkey hunting.
so I kind of want to get build my own rifle, modeled
mean?
after, like, I want to build my own rifle, like, customize it to what I would want for a rifle, right? You understand what I'm trying to say here?
Do you mean like building it yourself? Because that is a very tricky situation to get into. Because that involves a lot of gunsmithing.
No, like building it with parts is what I'm trying to say.
Like getting it custom built?
Yes, like me
Okay.
customly building the firearm.
Like piecing it together yourself?
Yes.
That is a very tricky situation
How's
because
that
of how much. Because of how much moving parts there is. Like to be a gunsmith,
so
you have to go through like a
I'm not talking
3-year
about,
apprenticeship.
I'm not talking about like that type of piecing it myself. Like, oh, forward handguard. Let me trade that out for this forward handguard. Oh, this buttstock. I don't want this buttstock. Let me get this buttstock. Or hey, oh, I don't want this optic. I want that optic. You see what I'm trying to say here?
So more of the cosmetics more than
Yes,
the internal
cosmetic, there you go.
components. Okay. That
So-
makes a lot more sense.
If you don't know, the Marine Corps operates the H&K M27 IAR. It has a 16-inch barrel, and it's piston-driven, if I believe. Hold on, let me look up. I'm a bad Marine because I don't know this shit when I'm supposed to.
And you worked in the armory.
Fuck you, suck a dick.
Maybe later.
Oh shit. Okay. Hold on. Let me. 27 IAR. Okay. It's a gas-operated short-stroke piston with a rotating bolt. So, unlike the... Alright. Basically, it has a free-floating barrel compared to like the M16s and the M4s.
I mean,
Meaning-
free floating.
So the handguard isn't touching the barrel at all. Like, it's touching the upper receiver, yes, because that's how it's attached. But it's like unlike the M16s and M4s, where the handguard is attached to the barrel itself. The M27 has a free-floating barrel, meaning it's only attached to the upper receiver, meaning more accuracy. Because there's a thing called barrel flexing, and like if you flex the handguard more to the right, it also kind of flexes the barrel a little bit. It's kind of weird. But
And throw off your shot.
compared
Okay.
to the M27, which is more accurate, its max effective is roughly 3,601 meters. But its max effective would be like 700 meters.
I am curious, so what would be the application? Like, would that be a hunting rifle, like a show rifle, or just take it to the range every now and then?
Take it to the range type rifle, and I have something. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, but turkey shotgun would work the same.
Zach, it shoots a 5.56. I'm not gonna use it against a turkey.
No, I'm saying, like, if an intruder broke into your house, turkey
Oh.
shotgun would work the same.
Oh. Maybe. I really like military style weapons, so don't judge me.
Understandable.
I mean,
You
Obviously.
work in the armory.
not only do I work in armory, it's just like I've used these weapons before. And another thing, like, since we're talking about politics, let me talk about good old Tim Walz here.
Who?
Tim Walz, Harris's VP running mate.
Oh.
Yeah. That dude did not earn the rank of command sergeant major. You can look at his military records through the Minnesota National Guard, because those types of records are public to, like, the access to, like, military discharge papers are public to the public. Like, you can easily access them through, like, a website. I don't know what website, but you can easily access it. So, he re-enlisted, right? And his contract, because when he re-enlisted, which was back in 01, when 9/11 happened, because he was originally going to get out in 02, right? He was put, I think it was like, no, yeah, it was either 6 or 5 year re-enlistment, right? And because that's how the National Guard does things. So he re-enlisted in 01, and he was supposed to get out in 07 if he served his contract for, like, you know, faithfully and everything. He would have got out in 07. So he was supposed to deploy to Iraq, and, like, gave up on the National Guard and never went back. And he was going around saying, "Yeah, I'm a combat veteran," when he was like running to be in politics. When the dude never went to combat ever.
That's the thing is, whenever someone says, "Oh, I'm a combat veteran, I've served the military," that immediately draws respect. And when you're in politics, that's one of your biggest things. You want respect to get votes. You want respect from your fellow running mates. Because if you are able to be put on a higher pedestal compared to them, it's going to draw more votes.
Yeah,
like I said before, you're going to make a lot of money in politics. Because some go in broke. Actually, no, all of them go in broke and end up millionaires by the end of it.
Yeah. He is the... So what's funny is, like, the guy that took over his position with the unit that he was supposed to deploy with to Iraq was like, yeah, he was a coward and a fucking piece of shit and just gave up on his men. You know how bad that looks, especially at what his position was, which was Command Sergeant Major, meaning you're commanding a bunch of people that look up to you because you're a higher ranking NCO, non-commissioned officer. So you're enlisted, and you're the highest ranking enlisted person with that unit. They're going to look up to you. And they're going to be like, "Oh, we're going to just follow him because, you know, he's a higher enlisted, the highest enlisted in our unit. He's been doing this for a while. He has more experience." Like, that's the whole point of higher enlisted NCOs. And he flunked out, and the guy that took his position was like, yeah, he was a coward. He was a coward and a traitor. He didn't fucking fight. He didn't go over there. Fucking, and then his old battalion commander was even like, yeah, he was a traitor and a pussy, and he gave up.
Because it's easier to give up and say you did something than to actually do it.
Yeah. Like, and you got people in the veteran community, like, on TikTok. I know, TikTok, probably not a good thing to be, like, going to, but hear me out. That are like,
listen, this TikTok I saw was busting no cap.
Yeah, like, he was, like, there's some people on there. Oh, thank you. And, what's it called? Sorry, what was it? Yeah, so there's people on TikTok that are, like, supporting him. And it's just like, dude, like, you were over there. Like, what the fuck are you on about? Like, why are you supporting this piece of shit?
You watched him walk away.
Yeah, like, you guys, like, see, like, how, like, people from his own unit even called him a coward. Like, you know how crazy that is? Like, you know, you know what I'm trying to say here, type thing? Like, it's just, I don't know, it's just like, you know, people should, like, really wake the fuck up and be like, oh shit, he is a terrible person. He shouldn't be in politics. Mind you, he also let Minneapolis, like, burn to the fucking ground.
What do you mean?
Like, during the riots back in 2020. You know the riots. Don't play dumb. Yeah.
Well, depending on the situation, you really can't do anything about it. Just gotta think, this building A is on fire and building B is on fire, and it's across town. You can't send the same unit to both places.
No, it's not that. It's just he didn't like they were like, oh yeah, we can easily go in and squash this riot right now, and he just was like, no. That's all he said was no.
Of course.
So he let it burn to the ground because he is just a coward. You know, like I don't know. I'm going on about this whole coward thing a lot, but like I fucking hate cowards. Like if you're a coward, what the fuck are you, dude? Like why are you the way you are, you know? Like why are you being a coward? Like there's no reason to be a coward. At all. None. Just saying. But yeah. That's my opinion on Tim Walz, and I don't like him. Biggest piece of
Most
shit
people
ever.
don't.
Like,
Yep.
Okay. Okay, because I was thinking about this during the whole time. I'll be honest, I don't really think I heard anybody said that they were voting for Kamala.
Yeah, it's all like, yeah. And she keeps on going around saying, oh, I'm gonna make our economy way better. You literally have the access to do that. You are quite literally the vice president of the United States. You have the power to make the economy better, or make some type of influence to make the economy better.
Yeah, but the
And
thing
so
is that she does it now and the job's done. Who's going to vote for her? Because immediately, what the main thing that got Biden all of his votes was talking about all these things that he was going to do. And, you know, back then it was anyone but Trump. So, of course, everyone that didn't like Trump would vote for him.
Yeah,
And they did.
Because you got people who are so uneducated who don't understand like the people that they're voting for and what they're gonna do to the country. They vote for people because they don't like the other person. Because
This is literally how it goes. Yeah, because back whenever Trump and Hillary were running, I wanted Hillary to win. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Oh,
and then I started and then I started seeing all these things changing when Trump won, and I'm like, I should really think about this and really like do the research on it. And I'm realizing all these great things that he was doing. Yeah. And now that Biden is president, I'm seeing all these things that I saw when I was a kid and realizing, oh my god, this was terrible. But it's worse now.
Yeah, because people don't know how to run the country. And yeah, people who are so uneducated don't know how to vote. I vote because they like the person because of how they act on TV without actually like reading into their policies and understanding what they're trying to do for the government, like for the country and for the people. And so they just go based off of, oh, I don't like that person, so I'm not going to vote for him.
Well, that's because the media has no filter. They can say whatever they want, and there's no consequences for it.
No.
That's yellow journalism. That's the basic definition of it. It's
at the
telling you whatever they want, and there's no consequences for them being right or wrong.
You also gotta look at it as like it's freedom of press, so they can say whatever they want, but at the same time, I can see where you come from, though.
I don't think that would be freedom of press, because freedom of press, the whole point of the press is to disperse knowledge and news. Freedom of press. Freedom of the media is a fundamental principle that communication and expression through various media, including print and electronic media, especially published materials, should be considered a right to be exercised freely. But that doesn't include lying.
So, funny enough.
But I don't know if you would call it lying, though, because Trump had this press release, and it was very hot.
Yeah.
Very hot in the room that he was in, and there was multiple people complaining of it. And literally the next day, there was a media release of a news outlet talking about, oh, he doesn't look so well. He's so sweaty and wet, and he looks sick. And literally in the press conference that he was at, he was like, you know, the media is probably going to turn this around and say that I look sick and I'm not fit to be president. And you want to know what? They did that.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, it's almost funny to watch. But I get freedom of press. Oh yeah, freedom of speech. That's great.
Mhm.
Does that really include lying? Because what you want is to put out the most accurate news that you can, because that means you're well trusted.
Yeah.
Being well trusted is not based off of you saying this and people are agreeing with you. Like, I could say, oh, I hate Kamala Harris, and there's people that can follow me for it. But that doesn't mean that my hatred of her policies and beliefs has any real factual meaning or foundation. Because there could be good things that she's done in the past. I don't know. I didn't look them up.
I did. None.
See, I don't know that. I didn't look them up.
Well, I did.
That's exactly how the media works. They push their own agenda, their own opinions, and then people follow it blindly. And that's how Biden became president. And then those same people, literally, I was working in a grocery store right after Biden got elected. And it was like right as the inflation hit its peak, and there was like prices jumping, like literally skyrocketing. And I was doing tags, putting the new prices on everything, and I watched this lady walk up to a bottle of ketchup, grab it, and then watch me change the tag out to a tag that was almost $1.40 higher. She was like, "Oh my god, why are you guys setting the price so high?" And I'm like, "We're not. We get it at a discount. That's the sad part. We're making a 10% profit. That is our maximum. So us getting at a discount, meaning the supplier increased their price, and their supplier is only getting a 15% in profit. So in between there, it's 25% of profit. So 25% of that $7.95 is profit. The rest is just operating costs.
Another thing, since we're on like topics of like costs and like inflations and all that, like we wouldn't be in the inflation that we're in now if Biden didn't cancel the fucking what's it called, the Keystone Pipeline, which would have brought America a bunch of fucking money and jobs, but canceled it because Trump had that plan, and Biden didn't like Trump, and he was like, we're gonna cancel this. Literally put thousands of people out of work, like thousands.
See, that's what I really don't like, is we sit on a fossil fuel gold mine. We were selling our fuel to other countries. We were cutting into our debt. We weren't adding on to it and raising the debt ceiling. We were cutting into it.
Yeah.
We were paying part of it off.
Another thing is how what's it called? So, and then you got countries that look at us and look at our administration and automatically think we're weak because we have these people who don't know what they're doing running the country. And because they don't know what they're doing, it makes us look weak because these people are running our country.
Like Putin invading Ukraine. That wouldn't have happened under Trump. Trump he was the first sitting U.S. president to ever step foot in North Korean soil. He made peace with North Korea. That's unheard of. He made peace with Russia. We were considered as a sleeping giant, a powerhouse of a country, and that's what we've been looked at for centuries. And that is why, during World War II, the Japanese attacked us because they believed it would take weeks or months before we were able to respond to their sneak attack. We were in the water within the week. 4 days had passed, and we were in the water.
Yeah.
There was a saying that was very popular in between the beginning and the end of World War II. And it was, if you had an American on your team, you will not lose.
Yeah.
Because we were known to be the strongest fighting force in the world. The country was started by a bunch of ragtag farmers and their rifles because we didn't like the way things were being run.
Do you know?
We beat the biggest and strongest military force in the world 300 years ago. Not quite 300, but you get the idea.
Yeah, I know.
I'm too lazy to do the math on the actual date, but still.
You want to know where the Marine Corps was created?
Where?
In a fucking bar.
Okay, that's my point.
Like they all sat in a fucking pub together, and they were like, "So, listen, we're really not liking what the fucking king is doing right now. We need to start forming up 2 battalions of Marines. That's 2,000 people." In 1775, the year before our nation was technically founded, and we formed 2 battalions worth of Marines through a bar. You know how insane that is? Like, that's
it's just sad to think about. This country was founded by a bunch of farmers who just didn't like policies.
Farmers, drunks, even high-ranking political people were going to the colonists because they didn't like what the king was doing.
Yeah, we started a war over a 2% tax on a breakfast drink.
And now that we have, what, 15% taxes now or something?
More than that. Well, I'm in a higher tax bracket. But you did the point. We're paying taxes on money we make, and then we're paying taxes on the money we've already paid taxes on to spend it, and then once we use that already double tax money to buy something, we have to pay taxes on it yearly.
Yeah.
My house, my truck, they're both taxed. I have to register my vehicle once a year. That's money that's going out of my pocket into someone else's.
Yeah.
Taxes on the house. The house is paid off, and yet I still owe taxes on it.
Well, I feel like
I have to pay a $17 tax on a street lamp because it's technically on my property. I never asked for it, but I have to pay for it.
Yeah, because
maintenance costs.
That's how bad our government has came.
Yeah, there's a street lamp right in front of my house. I never asked for it to be put there because I don't care. I don't do anything at night.
Yeah.
When I come home, it's nighttime. Yeah, street light doesn't help. I have a porch light. What difference does it make? But yet, I'm paying $17 a year for it to just be there. And it's an LED light bulb, so the thing can go years without being changed.
Yeah. See,
and yet I pay for it.
I feel like we need to get a president somewhat similar to Teddy Roosevelt. You know how Teddy Roosevelt was.
Eisenhower, the cut man. Mm-hmm. He cut policies left and right because he didn't see the point in them.
You also got to look at how Teddy Roosevelt did things. He always said, "Speak softly, but carry a big stick." Meaning, yes, we are America, and we will be your ally. But as soon as you cross the fucking line, just know we're going to be at your front door waiting with a gun to your head. That's how it is. That's how it should be.
The country was seen as a powerhouse. The countries were afraid. When Trump was president, they accidentally killed an American soldier. Within the hour of his death being pronounced, they were apologizing and begging for forgiveness. Because they saw us as a powerhouse. Yeah. They saw us as a threat. A sleeping giant. It is dormant when it is asleep, but whenever you wake it up, that's when hell breaks loose. That is how this country was seen. Now, with Biden, they killed 13 U.S. soldiers and bragged about it to our face.
Mm-hmm.
It's the amount of disrespect in just a few years. You want to know what we did out of it? Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Yeah, no.
Oh, shit.
Trump cut a deal with another country because we attacked their country after I think it was a U.S. military base got attacked in a foreign country. So we responded with torpedoes and bombs. That's how we responded. We bombed them with a boat. I think they were called Tomahawk missiles.
Are you sure we're not talking about Iran?
No, it might have been Iran.
I know Reagan. Reagan was like, "Hey, these guys shot our fucking new destroyer and blew a big old hole in it because they thought that we were somebody else." And he made a thing called the proportionate operation, which was to only destroy and do damage to the Iranian Navy as what they did to us. and we destroyed Iran's navy within 13 hours. Basically half of Iran's navy in 13 hours, or 9 hours, if I remember. But yeah, you know how crazy that is?
But my point is that they accidentally attacked a U.S. base, and we responded with missiles.
Yep.
And bombed them. And Trump cut a deal with the country because obviously the country needed to respond. So they told him, hey, we're going to fire off some missiles, but we're going to intentionally miss because we don't want to mess with you again. We just need to set a precedent for our people so they don't revolt. Because if they revolt, we're in trouble. Because obviously if your country gets attacked and you do nothing about it, you're seen as weak. So he intentionally missed all of our troops, all of our vehicles, all of our equipment, because his country needed to respond in some sort of way so it didn't look bad on his people. But he intentionally missed because he did not want to piss off the Americans. Because of what happened last time he did that. His country became a target.
Yeah, like, for example, like, I feel like if we get him back in office, countries
or even someone just like him. Someone just like him.
Yeah.
With the same morals and values of him. Because, yeah, he was a businessman. He ran the country like a business. And guess what? We flourished. We had money. We had more money than we've ever had before. Taxes were the lowest they've ever been. Inflation was the lowest it's ever been. And don't get me wrong, the American culture was always considered a melting pot because, you know, there's tons of different cultures and nations that were once different are now in the same country and we're all connected and together, and that's great. Thing is we want you to do it legally.
Yeah.
Like, put some effort in. Just join us legally. And that's what he said. We want you to come to America. We want you to become a part of the economy and a part of a working class Americans and do good and be the American dream. Do it legally. That's all we ask.
Yeah.
And he cut down on that by a lot.
Yeah, like, it's not hard to do shit legally at all. I don't understand why they try to, you know, oh, I'm gonna cross the border illegally. Like, cool, dude. Like, you know, you can just come in legally. It's not that hard to get, you know.
The reason the Democrats want so many illegal immigrants to come in is because... Yes, that's exactly what it is. Because whenever you go to vote, you don't need to show voter ID. You just walk in.
Oh,
that's all I did. I walked in, I walked to the podium, I wrote down what I wanted, and I put my slip in the ballot box. That was it.
Yeah.
You know how easy it is to do that? You don't even need to speak English. It's a box, and you put a check mark on it.
This is like isn't it also like you could do like do like a tablet or something? Like you just
you can do it online or mail-in ballots. You want to know something really funny?
What?
Last year I got 3 mail-in ballots. You want to know what not last year, but when Biden was becoming president, I got 3. You want to know something really weird?
What?
My dad can't vote. Couldn't vote. He was a registered felon, which, by the way, if you're a registered felon, you can't vote. Well, here's the issue with that. It wasn't for him. I got one, my name on it. My mom got one, her name on it. My cat got one, with his name on it.
My God, your cat.
Your cat?
Yes. It literally said, Frodo blank. I'm not going to say my last name for obvious reasons, but that's not the point. My cat got one.
Frodo.
Because in the U.S. Census, they asked how many pets we had. And I put down 1, because at the time, I did not have my dog. I had my cat. So they wanted to know how many pets we had. So I told them I had 1 cat, named Frodo, after the Hobbit. And you want to know what? I got a mail-in ballot, with his name on it. But what's even funnier is I got them after I had already voted. So I could have easily turned another one in, which is so stupid.
Yeah, it's very stupid.
I mean, I can understand, like, offset ballot. I think they're called offset ballots. Basically, you go in and you vote because at the voting period you won't be available, which for someone who works second shift, very convenient. However, mail-in ballots after you've already voted?
What?
No, that's double voting.
Yeah.
No.
So illegal.
Not to mention, if I would have gotten my mother's one and just not said anything, I could have voted for her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I could open it, vote whoever I wanted, and she wouldn't even know about it. You know how sad that is?
It's pretty sad. I feel like voting should be more protected and monitored.
Yeah, and just like
And
during the election, 4,000 unrealized mail-in ballots showed up at 3 in the morning.
Oh yeah, I've been hearing something about that.
Yeah. It's like, oh, now they need counted. No.
Yeah,
No. There's no point.
Because I was also
I can fill out
something about
4,000 mail-in ballots. Doesn't mean
Yeah.
they're legal.
that. Because I remember hearing something about this that like, I guess PA is like one of the only states where like we do like voting differently, or
Yeah,
at least
we're
counting votes.
I feel like we should make it where, like, if you're gonna work at a voting booth, you need to be like not biased to one party. Like, be
The way-
independent, or
the-
have the Secret Service monitor it, or have a, some type of agency, 3-letter agency that isn't biased to one political party, monitor it, and issue would be solved.
Yeah, that's why we do things differently, because whenever you go into a ballot office and fill out your vote legally and effectively and the right way of doing it, there are 3 to 5 people, depending on how many there are for candidates. So if there's like 2 presidential candidates, you have 2 counters, one counting one vote, one counting the other, and 1 to 2 witnesses who just stand there and watch to make sure that, this one's for Biden, it goes in this box. Oh, this one says Trump. Biden. But no. That's why they have the witnesses.
Yeah.
So they can't do things like that.
Have like a law enforcement agency, like, for example, Secret Service, monitor these people counting it and make sure they're actually counting it properly. Because you know damn well that, what's it called? What am I trying to say here? Like,
Stuffing the ballot box.
yeah, so you know damn well those people are like not counting certain votes. You know damn well too.
Yeah, there was a security footage leak going around where people literally took the ballot and just threw it in the trash.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't for who they wanted.
Yeah. That's why.
But you didn't hear about it on the news. You want to know why? The news puts out whatever they want. But if you looked up leaked ballot stuffing bots, you'll see it. You'll see the video.
Oh, I know.
Because it was security footage from a ballot office that was not supposed to get leaked. It was supposed to be closed and confidential, and someone let it out. The person lost their job, but showed the dark side of this country.
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
It's almost sad.
Yeah, I just know that like if we vote for the wrong person,
We're fucked.
and was it October or November?
November.
Is it November?
November. Yeah, it's November.
I think so.
We're fucked. Like,
Yeah.
if the wrong person
I think
gets
November
voted,
20th is when they usually do the voting.
we are FUCKED. We are fucked. We are fucked. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just going to leave it off of that.
Because
I'm not going to go into detail.
because also at the same time, you guys also gotta think. Let's just say World War III happens tomorrow. If one nation launches a nuke, the whole world's dead. Because if that one nation launches the nuke, two other nations now allied. The two other allies.
Mm-hmm.
They launched a nuke back, and guess what? Like obviously in the 1940s, you know, the nukes, you know, obviously should be powerful. Only imagine now.
Yeah, they're 10 times worse now.
Yeah. So
And
That's because you're able to take literal atoms and precisely split them at the exact moment in time that you want to perform the biggest and most devastating explosion.
Yeah.
It was a feat in the 40s, by all means.
oh yeah, without a doubt.
We have computers that can do that.
Mm-hmm.
They can figure out the exact mathematics that you need to find the most. Like, if they have a refinery, that can wipe out an entire state.
oh yeah, like I remember like hearing that that like there might be like they can make a nuke that can literally like hit the majority of the United States.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised.
And
Even in the game Call of Duty, you know those
Mhm.
spikes that they had? I can't remember what game it was. They literally just had spikes that they can launch from space.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah. Call of Duty
It's
Ghost.
not a war crime.
Nope.
It's not a war crime. It is completely legal to do.
Yep.
You can put a giant metal rod into space and drop it on any country that you want to attack.
Sounds about right.
And it does a lot of damage. Because it can destroy infrastructures. It basically simulates a miniature earthquake.
Yeah.
yeah, like yeah, no,
Something I also want to say is, sorry, Aaron. Actually, go on. My bad.
Oh, I was about to say, you know, because like going back, like even if Trump isn't the chosen one, just like what Zach said, just long as if someone's like him, you know, same ideals and all that, I think we could manage.
I personally don't really have a political side. My opinion is if you can run this country and make it
better.
something that it once was, because we once were a powerhouse, we were just a force to be reckoned with.
Mm-hmm. We're
I agree.
We had the best economy, we had the best military, we had the best everything. Within a couple years of World War II, our economy was booming. We were the biggest producer. We were the biggest economy. Like in the United Nations, we pay the most because of how powerful we are.
Oh, you mean NATO, not United Nations?
Yeah, his name.
Oh, I thought it was. Oh, yeah, it's NATO. But you get the point. We pay the most because you pay based off of how powerful your military is. Because obviously, if your military and your economy isn't that powerful, you won't have that much money to put in. For people like us, who have military by the millions, and one of the biggest producers of everything other than China, and
South Korea. South Korea is really high up there with technology making. If you didn't know.
literally all of our phones, this computer. But you did the point.
Yeah.
They're not going to pay as much compared to the US, where we make a lot of stuff, we have a lot of people in it, and we have a lot of military, and we have a lot of firepower.
Oh yeah, we got firepower. I would know that.
We are one of the most dominant countries in the planet, and we pay the most.
China and Iran are going to be the future threats. Just going to tell you that now.
Yeah.
Because they are. They're going to be the future threat to this nation. Like, it's only a matter of time.
The really bad thing is that Chinese companies, they're buying things in the US.
Oh, I know.
Like, what's it called? Some food company. What's it called? Smithfield. It is owned by a Chinese company. And what's even worse is that if China suddenly decided, you know what, we're not going to sell to the US anymore, we lose a lot of stuff. Clothing, jewelry, creature comforts that we really don't need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Even cars.
Yeah.
We're not a self-efficient machine anymore.
Nope, we are not.
It's kind of sad.
Oh, yeah, no, it is. Why is my artillery not going off? Sorry, I'm playing Arma 3 and also talking to you guys. So
You usually do.
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, this country is a joke of what it once was.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Zach, I agree
I
with
will
you.
agree.
Like, I'm not on one side or the other. I just want a good president that can run the country and prosper all of us again.
Because we used to be great.
I mean, at one point in time, we were able to raise an entire family off of a single income.
But
You could buy
now-
a house, you could buy a car, you could raise 3 kids on a riverside property on one income. And now you need, like, oh, Biden made 14 million jobs last year. How many of those jobs were already working Americans who had to get a second job just to keep up?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost disgusting. I mean,
It's
whenever my dad, because Trump had his healthcare plan, and my dad had a state issued healthcare because his company didn't offer any, so he just went with government funded,
Mhm.
and it worked. Whenever he got cancer, the chemo was like $40 a hit, which when he had to go every other week, was it every other week or every 2 weeks?
Mhm.
I don't remember. Either way, it was only $40 a hit. That was our copay. Not major in any way. It was affordable, which for me, working in the trades and making a boatload of money because taxes were lower and my insurance was lower. By the way, I had to pay taxes on my health insurance last year. That made me upset. Anyways, yeah, it's stupid. You pay taxes if you have it. You get fined if you don't have it. It's stupid.
I know.
Regardless, $40 a hit, not that hard to handle. No biggie. He could even pay it with his short-term disability. He had to go on short-term disability because at the time couldn't go back to work, and that's what his insurance covered was short-term and long-term disability. He could have paid it on his own, but you know, we all chipped in, put it all together. Nobody really got upset about it. $40 every other week, every 2 weeks. Can't remember what, but it wasn't that bad. When Biden became president and got rid of Trump's healthcare plan, he had to re-enlist in the new healthcare plan. Here's the funny thing. Insurance companies don't like to cover pre-existing conditions. And since he was considered a new client under the new healthcare plan, he had a pre-existing condition. $800 per session.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And we didn't go with that one. We had to go with a cheaper one because we couldn't afford the one that was working. We couldn't afford Keytruda. Keytruda was working really well. And we couldn't afford it. So we went with a cheap one. And that one worked for a while, and then eventually it metastasized and spread and got worse and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It makes me upset knowing that there was so much more that could have happened.
Oh, I know. Trust me.
Because when I was younger, he was in prison. I only got to know him for 10 years because he got out of jail when I was 10, and he died when I was 20. I've only known him for 10 years.
No.
And it's just shitty to think about. Because I could have had all this more time to get to know him and learn from. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've learned a lot in the last 10 years because of all the things he taught me while he was still here. And of course, after he got sick, he tried to teach me more and more, you know, teach me all these things that he could because he didn't think he was going to be around for long. But it's just shitty to think about. This economy is just going worse and worse.
Making this. Can we do it tomorrow? Oh, fuck. The range. Okay.
What are we doing tomorrow?
Sorry, I was talking to my roommate. Yeah, just give me a second.
But, hi guys, should we end it?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Zach, go ahead, say it.
Alright, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
The Gamers Tavern is now closed. Till
Dun,
next
dun,
time.
dun.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.